You are now listening to or watching the It Takes All Kinds podcast.
Yeah, and if you aren't, you can head over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and listen to us now. Or head on over to Drib on YouTube and watch the video version as well.
And if you'd like to stay up to date on when we're releasing a new episode or any other fun information about the podcast, you can give us a follow on Instagram at It Takes All Kinds Podcast and on Twitter at ITAC Podcast. That's ITAK Podcast.
Without saying much else, we hope you enjoy this episode.
I wanted another one.
Vlog is dead.
God,
Please, God, just help.
can you buy me a new soundboard for Christmas? Maybe that'll be your gift to me, huh?
I never get you anything.
Maybe that'll be your gift to me.
I actually really don't get cards. I didn't.
You got me that?
I did, but that was for Christmas. I didn't get anything for your birthday. I realized.
Fuck my birthday. Well, today's your birthday, and guess what, Gavin? Today is your birthday. I don't like this song. Let's play this one.
Christmas.
This is called Happy Birthday Jazz Waltz. Gavin, today's not your actual birthday, but
No.
this is the day I think that your birthday is every year,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
actually
That's
not.
right. Yeah.
Your birthday is this coming Saturday, the 19th. Today we are recording this on a Wednesday, probably for the first time
Late.
ever. Wednesday the 16th. You will be hearing this on Friday.
The 18th.
I'm in January. How did I get there?
What
Shit,
year? Is
can
it?
you help me? I'm in January. You'll be hearing this on Friday the 18th, which is your sister's birthday.
Yeah, my sister's birthday.
I have that in my calendar, but not yours.
Yeah, good.
For some reason, I don't really know why. Yeah, Gavin, you're turning the big 1, 2, 3
Yep.
this Saturday,
Now now I can officially start saying I'm old.
and you can start drinking now.
Yeah, finally I can vote.
What are you gonna have for your first
I
drink?
learned how to vote too.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Wait,
I learned.
did you go vote?
Yeah, I did
You
actually.
can tell me the truth.
I did actually go vote.
Wow, you came all the way back here to vote?
Yes, yes. It was
Jesus.
so dumb of me to do
Look at this guy doing
because I didn't have to.
civic
I didn't
duty.
do anything that morning.
Right.
I slept. I literally just had to sleep. All I had to do was just go home and sleep. I didn't
Mhm.
even do anything that night. I just went home and slept. Went back to my apartment and slept in St. Louis and did nothing else, and then came back to St. Charles and voted
I see what you're
that
saying.
next day after class. We
I
got out of
see.
class an hour early, so I was like, I have like 4 hours before I have band.
Well, that wasn't pointless.
So
you
then-
came back to go to school.
Yeah, well, I would have just voted in the morning when I woke up and then went.
Oh.
Yeah, but then I went. Then I showed up for band on time, 5:30. They canceled it on my drive in on an email, and I don't get notifications when I'm driving. So I showed up and it was like sign in, or, it was canceled, but it was like people are sick. Let's just go ahead and postpone it. So I was like, okay, let me write my name because I'm the only one that showed up. So I was like, Gavin, I picked up some of the music.
That's why I choose to text and drive. It's way better. It's a lot better for you.
I get my notifications announced. So whenever you text me your awful links and stuff like that, the links you send me, the rabbit holes you go down in the middle of the
know what
night
you're
when I'm
talking
driving home, you just send me these links and I have them read out to me in my car.
Mm.
And you just say
Listen-
these awful things.
Listen, pal. My Google is Rule 34, so that's the Google I choose to use. That's the Google I'm gonna use.
That's where
It's-
you get your artist reference pictures, right?
Yeah, right. My artist reference
Yeah,
pictures.
you're like a huge artist. You love doing art for other people. You love making art.
Huh, I did forget about that.
Really? That was a huge
Weird.
thing in high school. You used to draw people's pictures and stuff. You did commissions and everything.
Those were just nude portraits.
Do you still have those? Because I think that'd be illegal if you had those.
They all burn in that car fire with Jay Leno.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Speaking of,
I sold them to Jay Leno.
I think I burned them.
And he put them in his 1930s Rolls Royce. And
On the ceiling. So whenever his guests would come in, they're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
what the hell? Who the hell drew these?
Yeah. Where'd you get these? He's like, I got them.
Well, I can't really remember. Well,
There's
guess
a-
I'll
there's a
Yep, guess I'm
J-Lo.
gonna burn in hell. It's not funny, Gavin. Can't say stuff like that anymore.
No, not anymore.
Right. Not after what happened.
Weren't supposed to do that.
We weren't. He wasn't supposed to do that.
Yeah, clearly.
We don't even know what happened. Has there even been an update?
I don't think so. If I had, it was a gasoline fire.
Gavin, it's your birthday
Yeah.
this Saturday.
Speaking of gasoline fires,
I heard you're gonna. I heard you're gonna get back at BP for that oil spill this weekend. Is that right?
I'm marching to BP headquarters with
I-
a bunch of fans, with all my Swifties who couldn't
Right.
get in the Ticketmaster lines. I'm beating up BP for it.
Right.
They have to pay.
Well, I
It's about time that they paid
Right.
for the 2008 oil spill and election.
Well, I was reading your Reddit page late last night that
yeah.
for some reason you're the only member of, and I just see this long message come through, just hateful, awful things.
How'd you find
that? It's on your link tree. What do you mean?
My Reddit?
Yeah, your link tree. It's on your link tree. Your Reddit
Really?
is. But I went on there and it was just like you're just saying awful things, and you're like, my 23rd birthday is this Saturday. We're finally gonna get back at BP. We're gonna burn it to the ground.
And you saw in the corner that there was one online, and it was me, by the way.
yeah.
I'm
Of
always
course.
on. I always keep track of that forum.
Right.
I'm a moderator, owner, and administrator of
Well,
it,
it's
and
weird
also the
because
only one in it.
Well, that's
I've
that's the
invited a whole
thing.
bunch of people. I've put out the link on Twitter and everything. Nobody said anything.
Yeah, but the thing is you can't have it be a private. You have to unprivate it.
Well, Reddit has ownership of it, so like.
So you're working on your birthday.
Yeah, yeah. I'm working on my birthday. Yep.
Why is that? This
Just
is
my
my
weekend.
I wanted to play.
It's just my weekend. Like we have every other weekend, so like it just fell on my birthday this year.
Are you doing anything for your birthday? I know you said you went out on last Friday. Anything else planned?
Went out Sunday with my parents, my family.
Family.
I don't think so,
Nice.
because it sucks because I have an exam on Monday, so I'm probably just gonna end up studying.
Well, in that case,
I'll just postpone it. I'll probably just do something with people.
should do something. We didn't do any. We haven't. I don't think I've ever done anything for your birthday before.
Second grade.
No, that's true. That is true.
That was the last party I had, actually. Yeah, like big party with a whole bunch of people. That was like the last time that happened.
That was
But
a rager.
yeah, I know.
We were doing.
I actually hadn't like thought about the last time I had a party. I don't remember. Because I remember on my 21st, I went to Schnucks, bought Budweiser, and didn't get carded.
Right. I said I did too. It wasn't Budweiser.
I was like, huh. And then that was Budweiser sat in my fridge, so like I was like really drunk, and I was like, I need to drink something.
Right.
Or I was just like, I need to get these out of my fridge.
I need to get these out of my system.
I need to get drunk.
Right.
After I was already drunk. Yeah, I don't think I've ever. It's mainly just dinners with people. I'm just like, let's go out to dinner.
Right. Should do that, man.
Well,
I don't know when because
yeah, no, that's the thing.
I'm
is that,
busy as ever
Yeah,
right now, and then
yeah.
I'm gonna be gone.
No, I think everybody's really busy right now, and that's it.
I'd like
And it always falls on like midterm week or like
Right.
weekend of a big exam. So like I think
Right.
last year I was even studying on my birthday, so like I wasn't too concerned about it. But
Well, we'll celebrate with Brendan whenever we go out
yeah,
the weekend after I get back.
Yeah.
If that doesn't
I-
fall through
yeah,
because
I
of
just-
me again.
it's all your fault.
It's all my fault. And another thing that I'm gonna take the fault for is I don't have anything for your birthday. I don't have a
That's totally
gift.
cool.
I don't have any special surprises. Last year I went all out. I spent all my money on your birthday.
Yeah, I mean I think
I've just been so if I wasn't so busy right now, I would have done something more.
I really don't
Interesting.
care.
But I care. I care about
Well,
content.
Yeah, I guess you're right, but
But
so do
got nothing.
I guess. But like yeah, I don't know. I like gifts whenever people give it to me. It's just that like, I don't know what
Doesn't
I don't
bother
know
you.
what, but it's just been like a huge philosophy change. Or like ever since like high school, I'm like I don't really care. You know,
Right.
like go ahead, tell me it's my birthday. I'll dress up nice. You can
Right.
pat me on my back, give me a kiss. Whatever.
Right. Which I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the same way. I don't get offended. I don't get offended if people don't say happy birthday to me on my
Right.
birthday. That really
I'm
does
not
not
gonna be
matter to
like
me.
Jesus, man.
Right.
I might be offended if they don't say anything on my birthday at work because they have my birthday. They have like a
Right.
November birthdays chart on every door going into the pharmacy, going in and out of a pharmacy related door.
Right.
Um,
Well, it's weird that you had them put that on all the patient stores too.
yeah, I had.
Why
to
did you do that?
I listen. It was. I just had to let people know that like
Yeah,
I feel like Atlas holding up the the hospital whenever I'm in the IV room.
Right.
You know?
Right. It's my favorite Marvel character.
Yeah. Like I'm holding up the world, but it's a
Mhm.
hospital and the IV room's in the basement, so it's it's
Right,
totally
it makes
metaphorical.
It makes sense. But yeah, they better wish you happy birthday, otherwise
Yeah.
I will be angry.
Yeah. I think there's maybe gonna be like 9 people on that shift. Like it's
Is that a lot?
No, it's very small.
Okay.
During the
I don't
day,
know.
there's like 30 pharmacists on.
Whoa.
It's like crazy.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Damn,
Like
I
all
didn't
over
know
the
that.
hospital. Yeah. Oh, the hospital.
Or the hospital. But Gavin, for your birthday episode, I do have some things. They're just not tangible. We got lots of things to talk about. I do want to reflect on last year's birthday episode and talk about something that we didn't get to experience together in person. We have a lot of things on the dock. We probably won't get to all of it because we're going to keep this to probably about an hour just because we're fucking busy, dude.
Yeah,
God
busy, man.
damn.
I had like a quiz every day this week.
I took a quiz earlier before
Yeah.
we started. So we got some sneaker news. We have the 2022 election updates, which we will do today for sure, since that's already going to be old news very soon. Some sad news that Gavin wanted to talk about. Some more sad news, but that's funny to me. Some crypto crashes that might also be sad to Gavin. We already brought up Jay Leno, so that could be taken off the dock.
That's enough out of that man.
That's it. And then Russia.
Russia.
And then maybe if we get to it, we're gonna review Tim Heidecker and Company's worst Beatles song list with Gavin. Because
Is he a host of Best Show now?
No, so
That was just a
they
one-off?
did a switcheroo this week, which if you haven't heard that episode, it'll happen tomorrow, but it'll be out by the time this comes out. So Best Show and Office Hours both join Forever Dog, which is a podcast hosting company.
Oh, right.
At the same time, and we're obviously good friends with Sharpling and even
Worcester.
even though Best Show isn't Worcester's show, he
comes on.
Sharpling and Worcester turned into Best Show, I think, or something like that.
I think it was something like that.
But they're doing a switcheroo this week. I keep calling it a wife swap.
Yeah.
I just keep calling it that. Don't know why. Nobody else calls it that. Where
Totally alone on that.
Totally alone on that. Where Tim hosted Best Show on Tuesday. Tom Sharpling's going to host Office Hours tomorrow.
Wow.
With no Tim on the show. But the cool thing was that somebody posted, and I think it was Best Show's Twitter that posted it, but that was the first time anybody besides Tom Sharpling has hosted Best Show in 20 years. Isn't that crazy? I was like, whoa.
There's a guy who was on that show named Bob something. He's a bald guy. He follows me on Instagram, I think.
I don't know. I don't know that show well enough. I want to listen to it now, though.
I honestly never
watched
listened
some
to
of
it.
it
I
live.
literally just followed Sharpling Worcester, and then
Mm.
anytime they reposted someone, I'm like, oh, that guy's involved.
Yeah. I watched
did
some
that
of
for
the
so
episode
long.
last night live, and obviously, like, I was a fan of Tim first, so like
Yeah.
watching Tim do his thing is like enjoyable. But I do
Yeah.
want to listen to and watch Best Show.
Yeah, I've heard it's
'Cause
good. So.
Yeah, same. But last night's was really fun with Tim on. Can't wait for tomorrow with Tom Sharpling. And people don't know this right now, but I know it. Patton Oswalt is going to be the guest.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
He was in BoJack.
King of Queens. That's what I know him for. I feel like that would like. I don't know him at all, obviously, but I wonder if like if he hates when people bring out that he was on King of Queens. That just seems like something that somebody would hate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess I could laugh a lot.
Yeah. Is this a
you know what
cast
the
of a
King of
show
Queens
singing? Sounds like a cast of a show singing.
Do you know what the King of Queens? Do you know that show?
Not really.
Really? Okay. well, never
Anytime I
mind.
think of King of Queens, I think of Boardwalk Empire.
Kevin James,
Yeah.
King of Queens.
Oh yeah. Okay, that
Yeah.
one. Yeah, it's a comedy show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a sitcom in the
Yeah.
early
Okay.
2000s.
Yeah. Okay. I do remember that.
I loved it. My parents would always watch it, but I just feel like that's one of the things where it's like,
You and
I don't
you
know,
were
maybe not,
watching
I don't
like 2000s King of Queens sounds like a really dark show. It could be like a dark show, like House of
Not
Cards.
at all.
I know.
it's great.
In my
I
head, it
love
sounds like a dark show. I'm like, this sounds like a really layers deep
right.
show.
Well, it's also kind of like I. I
Don't
think-
spoil the show. I have to watch it.
Sorry. I think he played like their like gay panic character,
Oh,
where it was like he's not gay, but like he does things that people are like, oh, why are you doing that? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
Yeah.
they did on Friends a lot too.
yeah,
So that also, I don't know how he feels about any of that.
yeah. No, I think
I'm
you
just
should
simply bringing that up
you
because
should
that's why
definitely-
I know it.
definitely like raise your hand
Mostly.
in the Zoom meeting
Right.
and wait for someone to call on you.
Even though it's like I could just unmute myself and,
Yell into the room.
or I could be like,
Patton! Oswald! Oh my God! Are you
Spence from King of Queens.
King of Queens? Oh my
Do you remember
God!
that?
Yeah. So that's
Tell
fun.
me your favorite thing you ever said on that show.
Do you remember any lines? What's your favorite?
Tell me your favorite line.
What's your favorite line?
Maybe don't. Maybe I feel like people probably don't remember him from that because he was the rat in Ratatouille. Did you know that?
I did not know that. No.
I swear to God, dude.
No, he was Remy in Ratatouille.
Yeah, he was Remy.
No, now I definitely hear his voice in that rap.
I just spell rart. I can't spell Ratatouille.
Ratatouille.
What am I doing here? Yeah,
We
man.
got the
Oh,
Swedish
damn, it's just
chef
giving me
and
a
we got the Swedish chef and down. Ratatouille.
Frinde Harben Hagen
We get the
Yeah, he played Remy.
We
Yeah.
played Remy and Ratatouille.
Ratatouille.
We got that's
He better be
Swedish
getting some
chef.
good residuals.
He's on
from
cancel.
that.
He's on the. Wow, these are really good.
Playing Tetris now.
Yeah.
But anyways, he's on tomorrow. And
Cool.
I keep thinking. All I can think about is King of
Totally
Queens.
geeked.
I am. I'm excited. It'll be fun. But something I do have for your birthday, Gavin, and we might as well just get to it now. It's 16 minutes in.
About damn time.
I have, for the first time in a while, a tasty taste test for us to indulge ourselves in. I brought this up, I think it was 2 weeks ago at this point. I don't know. It's weird to be recording this so late after another one came out, or after we recorded the last one. But I was bringing up, or I was gonna bring it up, and then you took the words right out of my mouth so eloquently that we haven't done a tasty taste test in a while.
Did I say that this episode already?
Not today.
Oh, okay.
That was another time.
Oh, okay. It was a different time.
It was a different time back then.
Yeah.
Listen, you could say things that you can't say now.
Anyway.
So I started, after you said that, I was like, there's something I've always wanted to try. There's something I've been looking for.
And you pull up handcuffs.
There's something I've been wanting to try with you.
Yeah, yeah.
There's something that came out. That's not sounding any better either. There's something that came out recently, and I was like, I couldn't find it anywhere. I'm looking all over for it, and I had to go to the lure.
The lure.
While I
St.
was
Louis.
running some
Nor.
errands in the city,
Uh-huh.
and I was
Speaking
like, let
of
me pop
errands.
into this quick trip, and took a piss, and then I was like,
You
I'm gonna check if it's here.
No, you were walking by and you went doing, and
I
like
went
you like your head, you like walked past it, but then your head stayed and you kept walking.
Right.
Like, it was like snap back like a cartoon.
Right. Well, and then they started yelling at me. They're like, you can't piss in the soda section, and I was
Listen,
like, why does it
it's,
matter?
it's a free country. Is this America
Right.
or not?
It was a different time.
Yeah.
And then there I saw it. Lo and behold, the thing.
There it
The
is.
thing I've been looking for.
I've been looking for it all year long.
my whole life.
I've been looking for it all year long.
And it
I've been waiting
is-
so long.
It is the Mountain Dew Fruit Quake.
Oh, I thought that said fuck cake. I was like, wow.
The Mountain Dew
Fuck
Cake.
cake.
Let's get this down.
We don't have the auxiliary mic in here. I was gonna get the.
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna get the piss.
Oh, sorry. I really wish we had that set up. As soon as I saw somebody post this, I was like, that's either going to be good or it's going to be disgusting. Now, when I went to check out,
It makes it so much worse that every time the first time I had fruitcake was whenever we were doing Yucky Pong.
and the first one we had tasted like meat.
Yeah. Oh God.
I've been
dude.
rewatching those to get prepared for this year's.
Yeah.
And
It's terrible.
you were the only one who got close to vomiting, and it was after we kept saying, "Did you hit the?" Or Sean said, "Did you hit the meat
spot.
pocket?"
Yeah,
yet?"
the meat pocket.
And you could just hear you in the background go,
Yeah. It was that bad.
It
It
was
tasted
very bad.
exactly like raw pork.
and then last year's was fine. I don't know what was fucked up with that first one.
Last year's was totally fine. I thought that one was like a perfect cake.
It was perfect. It was a perfect fuck cake.
Down to the last detail.
Right. But when I went to check out at Quick Trip, which if you don't know is a local gas station, the guy at the counter was like, "Have you had that yet?" And I was like, "No." I'm like, I was so excited I finally found it, and he was like, I talked to a guy who said he tried it and it was disgusting, and I was like, "Oh, good." I'm like, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm
Down to
hoping
the last minute details.
That's
I'm hoping it's gonna be gross. And so I told him that. So this is our pre-Christmas.
It's gonna taste like meat. It's gonna taste like rotting meat.
It's just one big meat pocket.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be our pre-Christmas, which if
That
you
makes
don't
me wanna
know,
gag just thinking about it, dude. I now have such a taste aversion to.
you have a real. You know what I've noticed about you is you have a really sensitive gag reflex.
Let's just keep doing innuendos the whole show.
So pre-Christmas is when you are talking to a girl and things happen. But this is gonna be our pre-Christmas taste test. I feel like ooh.
No, I mean, it smells a little fruity.
What the fuck? That smells like kind of like cinnamony spicy. You know what I mean?
It smells like fruit snacks to me.
I feel like it doesn't smell good. It's starting to smell better. That
Well,
initial.
This
that
could be a
initial-
candle.
Yeah.
It smells like it could be a candle.
Yeah, you're right. It has that like. It has that like.
It
has
Sims.
that-
That's what that sounds like. It sounds like Sims music. Fleekenbergen.
Durch mich mal auf mein Station.
He's speaking
Ja,
backwards.
ich
by the way.
weiß, mein Station. Don't wait.
I forgot. I love The Sims. It's great.
Jerma is, I think, streaming a Sims mod stream right now, which are always really fun. I haven't watched any of it, but I saw he tweeted that. Just thinking about The Sims again.
So you want to go ahead and jump right into
Oh
it?
yeah,
There's a star on the inside.
There's a smell that happens with like old, like it smells like a box of Christmas decorations. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like, for some reason, there's something like somehow a cinnamon stick got into the box,
Yeah.
and now the whole box smells like old wax
It's like
and cinnamon.
cardboard cinnamon. This is Christmas.
This is not a Christmas song, is what the name of it's called. Yeah, let's try it. We should probably do that 22 minutes into the show.
Yeah, it's like cinnamon. That's like a cinnamon
like it.
soda. That's
I
a
actually
cinnamon.
like it.
It tastes like cinnamon. That's what this is.
You know what it is? It's potpourri. You know
What?
potpourri is?
No, I've never had it.
Oh, you bastard.
All I know is that teachers would complain if someone brought in potpourri.
I
Or
don't know
like,
if you could bring in.
no, but I remember someone, or maybe it was like a joke in a show or something like that, but it was something about like how someone brought in potpourri to eat, and they're like, that teacher always smells like potpourri.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, you
No idea what it is.
potpourri. I'm gonna get the definition so I don't fuck it up, because I don't even know what it is.
It's Canadian,
Um,
right?
I don't.
Is it
I
Swedish?
spelled
Polish?
potpourri.
Polish?
Let's find out. Wow, it's spelled. What the fuck?
It's like P-O-U-P.
That's not the word I wanted to say.
Potpourri. It's like
just
P-O-U-P.
searching up
Potpourri.
porn. I don't know how to spell it.
Hey, you know, like
it keeps
autocomplete-
spelling. Oh, it is spelled like that. It's spelled potpourri. Pot pussy pourri.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Potpourri is a mixture of dried, naturally fragrant plant materials used to provide gentle, natural scent. So, what I know it as is like you put it in a bowl of like warm water, or like you can leave it on a, or
that?
or you can just do that, or you can just set it out. Whenever my mom had it, she like
Your mom had potpourri?
put it in a pot and then like left it on a gentle simmer. But like, yeah, I think you can just leave it out dry.
Yeah, I can see how this could smell like that.
So yeah, but the long story short, it tastes like what potpourri smells like. It even smells like potpourri too. That was the smell I was explaining. Potpourri.
the more I have it, the more I can feel the bread. The breading. The more I have it, I can imagine how, like, I can imagine this is supposed to taste like a fruitcake. It's not awful. It tastes like cinnamon bread to me. Like cinnamon fruit bread.
To me,
Like if this was alcoholic, if this was like a spiked Mountain Dew, this would be better.
well, that's what I was gonna say. Did you have any of that Christmas wine I had last year?
Yeah.
It tastes kind of like that.
Yeah.
Not as sweet though. That was really sweet.
Yeah, I
It's
do
a
remember
little
that.
bit more mild because I think of the carbonation, but
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be sipping on this throughout the show.
it's not
Interesting.
bad.
It's not awful.
I don't know what the guy was talking about. It's not
the
terrible.
worst. I'm not gagging like I was whenever I was
Right.
eating it, but
Yeah, fruitcake is not good. Fruitcake seemed like something I would really like, and then
Yeah,
I
me
got
too.
it like years before.
I didn't know it was actual real fruit into a cake. I didn't.
Well, it's really candied, like
Fruit.
sugared preservative fruit,
Just awful.
which I like. I like that in cakes and desserts, whereas like some people don't. But like,
like a Danish.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just talking about like, there's fruit pieces in a cake or whatever, fruit cake. But I had it like years before because that's why I made it a Yucky Pong cup. Is because it was so gross the first time I had it, and then that time it was like really gross. But yeah, it's not good.
Do whatever you did again. That time.
What do you mean?
Whatever you did that time to make it taste really bad, do it again.
It was just the brand.
Get that brand
I
again.
ordered it. I ordered it on Amazon.
I was
'cause
gonna say
couldn't find it
order
in the
off of Amazon
stores.
this year.
And that's what I did because last year was Tasty Cakes. You know Tasty Cakes?
Yeah.
It was their brand, which is like really sweet.
Usually good.
Whereas the other one was like some like this is our age-old recipe we've been
Yeah.
making for 700 years.
I've been making it since I was in the Renaissance era.
But it might not even be a cup this year, Gavin. Wow. If you guys don't know, the Droop Christmas Party is a thing we put on every year. That's just pretty much a fucked up Christmas party is really the best way to explain it.
I know someone who can take my shift because I'm taking one of hers.
Oh, nice. Good. Is that all set in stone?
For the most part.
Rosetta
In my
Stone?
head, it sounds good.
Okay. That's what you say. In my head, it sounds good.
Sounds like it could work out.
Spencer has to ask off too. We were talking. I saw Spencer last night.
He's got a job.
Yeah. You know where he works? Ooh, I'm not gonna say it out loud, but it's the.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah, he did text me about that.
Yeah.
I take that back.
And he works for me.
Yeah, I knew that.
Sorry.
I saw him send a picture to me, and then you
Right.
sent a picture.
I
right
sent.
after.
I sent a picture of
Yeah,
him.
Yeah.
It was
And I'm
like,
what the fuck?
I don't remember what I said.
Anyway,
Probably something.
moving on.
Probably something terrible. Apparently.
Yeah.
Let's turn this goddamn Christmas cheer off. Fuck Christmas. Just kidding.
We got to get through Thanksgiving first.
We gotta get through Thanksgiving.
Folks.
Nobody. If I'm president, I'm going to bring Christmas back. You remember when Trump was
Yeah.
saying that? He was going to bring Christmas back.
Yeah.
Nobody says Merry Christmas anymore. Nobody says it.
Nobody says it. They don't want you to say it.
They don't want you to say Merry
You weren't
Christmas.
supposed to do that.
Sorry.
So speaking of Trump announced his presidency.
Yes.
I was just going to jump right into it.
Yeah, let's do
Trump announced his presidency, and a lot of people,
it. Are excited.
don't give a fuck. In my opinion, I don't think some people that I thought were pretty right wing were even like nobody's voting for him.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, this is what I love that we got a little right wing action right now. You know what I mean? There's a
Yeah.
little bit of a divide. Maybe this will split people.
It's
Go on.
crazy because one of them's just a mirror image of the other. It's not a fucking difference. One of them, it's Trump from Florida. That's what
Right.
DeSantis is. But DeSantis won his governorship, his gubernatorial this year, so he's governor of Florida again.
He certainly is a goober.
Yeah, yeah. And the Republicans now have control of the House, but it wasn't the red wave that they were thinking about. It wasn't the red wave. One of the notable wins this year was John, yeah, like I think it was like 30% of all people in the House or in Congress are named John.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a lot of
There's
Johns.
surprise. And let me guess, they're all white.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm sure they are.
So
Not that there
Herschel
can't be black
Walker.
people named John. It's just a very white name.
right, it is. It's a very
Just saying.
biblical name too.
Right.
Yeah, but
And it's also a comment on how white people control
yeah,
America.
yeah. There we go. Yeah,
Go on, Gavin.
it's a commentary.
I'm woke.
Yeah, I'd say so.
You try to say I'm not. You're the one that says the terrible things. Like,
We're just gonna go back and forth on that the whole episode, huh?
people should not look at Gavin's Reddit page. It's
Terrible.
scary stuff going on there.
Yeah.
But
So
go on.
Raphael, is it Raphael or
Yeah.
At
Raphael
Warnock,
Warnock.
is now going to a runoff in a month,
Yep.
2 months
December
against Herschel Walker.
6th or 8th. Yeah.
Against Herschel Walker.
Herschel Smooth Brain Walker.
Yeah. He wasn't sure what color he was on the TV, if he was the red or the blue. I'm just
Right.
kidding, but, that's just a joke because he's probably got CTE from playing football.
Probably.
yeah.
But most likely.
Most likely.
But yeah, that went to that.
Thank God that went to a runoff.
Well, yeah.
Hopefully, thank God. We'll see. But
Right.
go ahead and clip that for me, and we'll play that back.
Right.
So yeah, there was some notable wins. Fetterman won this year against
Over Mr.
a
Oz.
surprisingly close race against
Mr. Oz.
Dr. Oz.
Mr. Oz.
Mr. Oz.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't even live in Pennsylvania.
Nope.
He lives in
New
New Jersey.
But yeah, very close there with that. But luckily, Fetterman did get in.
Donald Trump famously said that if his nominees won, then call it a big win. But if not, then don't put. It's like they're gonna.
Yeah, if they win, it was because of me, and
Yeah.
they can thank, and I hope they thank me. But if they don't, I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Word for word on live national news television, probably Newsmax or whatever.
Yeah. So.
But he made his announcement last night, right?
Yeah, he did. That was last night, and to nobody's surprise, they wouldn't let people out because he just kept rambling, and people were like, "Let's get
Yeah.
out of here," and he just kept going. And then even CNN, MSNBC, all dropped. They just dropped the speech because they're like, he just keeps fucking talking about bullshit.
Yeah, they did.
He said that he wants to put people who deal drugs. He wants to give them the death penalty.
Good.
That's
Thank God.
Totally a normal thing that people would do in 2022 after legalizing marijuana in Missouri.
Yeah, I want to make a big deal about that. We're jumping around right now.
Yeah, we're jumping
but
around, but we're going between local.
Let's
and
stay with
whatever.
Trump, and then we'll go back.
Yeah,
to
so
that.
Trump is just he's basically running the same shit he ran in 2020 or 2020 and 2016.
Because it worked.
Yeah, it worked really good for him in
worked
2020. But like he talked about the fucking cartels again. What? He brought up the cartels again and how they're a problem.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. Interesting.
Nobody gives a fuck anymore, dude.
Right.
I'm sorry,
I mean,
but
they
like,
are, but like to.
who cares?
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. There's
interesting.
nothing you can do that could fix it.
I was gonna say it's interesting rounds to interesting
Grounds to run on.
run on. But I mean, that's just his whole. That's been his shtick, is the wall.
He has not
so.
changed anything, though.
Right.
Like, you can't run the same platform 8 years in a row.
Right, which is weird because
He's also old. Like, he's old.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to vote for an old dude anymore. Nobody
Right.
wants to vote for Biden again.
Oh God, no.
Nobody wants to.
We're gonna have to.
We're-
Has he announced that he is
no,
gonna be up for re-election?
no.
Do they usually do that? I don't know.
Usually they do, or like at least like I'm thinking about it, but he's just like he hasn't said anything about it. Like none of his bases say anything.
Right, but fuck, I was gonna make a point and I think I forgot it. I was gonna say that it's surprising to me because the one thing that Trump does well, even though it's for horrible things, is he knows how to like adapt to what his crowd wants very well.
Yeah.
Or at least he did.
He threw
So it
out things and
surprises
then
me
he'd
that
run on
he like he's coming out with all these like old news things that like are obviously not working when things are different now, and like even like to have him like test the waters with something, but he's not.
He's
Which
been
is
having these
weird.
rallies the whole time too, and it's like none of this shit is new, dude. You've been
Right.
saying this for months.
Yeah, it's
You're
years,
old,
not months.
But I mean, like
years.
at least what he's been saying
Yeah,
in the
okay, I see
speeches
what
has
you
been
mean. Right,
nothing new.
right.
People
So what he said
reported
last
on
night
it
was
nothing new. It was all he added was that he's running for president.
Right. And friend of the show, Vic Berger, friend of the show.
Total friend of the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Complete.
Um,
The circle's
he
complete.
he tweeted one thing last night. He must have been watching, or maybe he wasn't. I don't
Yeah.
know. But he seemed to be watching it last night, and he tweeted out that famous video of Adolf Hitler, freaking out at a sports game because he was high on cocaine.
Yeah.
And he
bugging out.
said something along the lines of like, "It's sad that Mr. Trump doesn't seem like his usual self. It's sad that they don't let him, do what he wants to do." And then it was that video, which was really funny. But then also Vic, a couple hours later, 2 a.m. our time, posted and
I was asleep.
I was not. I saw the notification come through, and I was like, I gotta watch this.
He was rigged.
And it was great. It was a classic Vic Berger edit. I was
Horn
like,
and all.
I watched it, and I was like, this feels like 2016 or 2017.
2020 for you, 2016 for me.
Well, I did see some of them, Gavin. I watched them
They
later.
called him
I've watched them now, okay?
They called him the Red Baron in high school.
Because I liked pizza?
Yeah.
Oh. I've watched them now, dude. Maybe I wasn't watching them then, but I felt what it was like.
I felt 2016
Listen,
in
man,
my
I was
veins.
there. I was there at the Ted Cruz rally in
Yeah.
2016,
Yeah.
man. I think I know what I'm talking about.
And if
okay?
anybody should run again, it's Ted Cruz.
See you there, Ted. I'll be out there. I'll be sitting front row, just like at SeaWorld, catching those popcorn lungs.
Yeah. Yep.
But Vic made a very funny edit of Trump rambling on about meeting with China's leader, and then about quick trial. They call it a quick trial. It's a quick trial. And then it made fart sounds. And then the funniest, and then like the crowd was not paying attention. And go watch it if you haven't
They actually
already.
did not let him go.
Yeah,
after
but
the
they
speech.
like this was like
Yeah,
it was
was weird.
obviously. And then my favorite part is when a Secret Service person walks up onto the stage and like he made it sound like he opened a can of soda for him. Did you see that part? So
Yeah.
just classic, and I was just like, oh, this is great. Like I don't know if Vic will keep doing stuff like
Yeah.
this, but I think it was really fun to see
Nice
it
to see
happen
it.
again.
Yeah.
And like on the first night, Vic definitely knew what he was doing with that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then Bob Odenkirk like quote tweeted it and stuff too, which was fun. But yeah, just yeah, I wanted to bring that up. Yes, Gavin, we voted weed into office.
Weed is now legal in Missouri.
In Missouri, it was up in 5 different states, I think.
Yeah,
and
and like
two of the
passed.
3,
Yeah, 2 of them passed.
us and
Maryland?
Maryland or Michigan. You said Maryland, and that sounded right, so I'm going with Maryland. But then like other states were like no, and I was like, but even here it was pretty close.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, I was surprised it got passed, to be completely honest. You know what I mean? But if there's one thing us and Republicans can agree on, it's that weed is good. We can't vote the same person into Senate, but we at least can agree on something. Most of us anyway, but it's very exciting and really cool that a
Yeah, I think it was Maryland.
hard red state like Missouri can
It's
vote.
bizarre. They
weed.
voted for increasing the police budget
Of course.
and marijuana at the same time.
Everything else I voted for did not happen, or you know,
Yeah.
those people did not go into office. But that's the one thing that did work
Yeah.
was the weed one, and I was like, all right, cool. I feel like I did something for once
Yeah.
in an election.
That's there
Besides
was
when I voted for Donald Trump, I didn't do that.
yeah, nobody could. Nobody our age could.
Yeah, it was weird. It wasn't on our
Wasn't
on our ballot. Interesting.
Oh well.
I tried to vote twice. They wouldn't let me. Actually, I do have a funny joke about that. I'll get to that in a minute. But really fucking cool. So that'll go into effect December 8th. And not only is weed legal, but they're also going to start. I'm terrible with words, so this is going to sound like a 3-year-old explaining it. But they're going to start removing prisoners.
Expunging records for
Right.
for possession of marijuana.
Right, exactly. Which is all. I think that's, you know, weed being legal is the more exciting thing,
Yeah.
but it's way more important and way cooler.
I don't know how many people
that's gonna happen.
were in jail for it, but it's ridiculous that was.
Oh, a
even
shit
thing,
ton.
so.
Of course, it's a shit ton. It's a
It
shit
might-
ton
it
all
might
over the
be.
board.
It might-
It's not. Might be. It is. There are so many people incarcerated for possession of marijuana and those types of charges.
Well, those
all
charges
over
will
the
be
board.
dropped, but then
Predominantly black people
Yeah.
too. Of course.
No, I know.
surprise.
I'm saying
there.
that. I'm just saying that like they'll have those records, but then they also probably were unfairly judged for something else, like
Oh
you know,
yeah, for
assault
sure.
or resisting arrest or some other bullshit because they didn't want to get arrested for having
Right.
possession of marijuana.
Which you're right. That's going to be the thing. Is like, well, you have other charges
Yeah.
that we're going to have to keep you here
Yeah.
for another 2 years because you,
yeah,
you know,
but it will be nice
because
to
you
see
were scared that a fucking cop
was,
was
gonna shoot you.
yanking your arms behind you, or that he was going to shoot you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's weird that you would be so scared of that. They're trying to protect you, man. When they hold a gun to you, they're trying to protect you.
It's for your safety and not theirs.
Right, exactly.
That's why.
yeah.
That's it's just like purely on possession charges. I'm not sure, but the fact that anybody who is even out of jail will have that out of
Yeah.
their system. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
out of
awesome.
their, which is nice because I don't know how many. I don't have the numbers on it, but it seems like it should be a pretty good amount of people
I think so.
not having that anymore.
Yeah.
Because it was decriminalized a while ago,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
then it went medical in like 2018, and then now it's fully legal. So
Which is well, it'll go in. It will be fully legal.
yeah, will be fully legal on December 8th.
Yes, and
Carson's got it set in his calendar.
I do. I'm really thinking about it. I've looked into it a lot.
They did say
looked in
that
how to do
individual
weed.
Yeah, how to do weed, how to use a bong, a rig.
Right. Where to buy one.
Yeah, where to buy edibles.
Ask my brother if I can borrow his.
Yeah.
Under his bed.
Right.
What were you saying? I'm sorry.
They're leaving it up to specific cities to legalize or like to create stores or whatnot. So they're like, okay, it's legal. Now it's up to you guys if you guys want weed stores.
Is that real? I didn't know that.
Yeah. They're like, it's up to municipalities if they want it.
Right.
Or like, you can, it's legal in Missouri. You can go to a different city and buy it. It's just, it's like,
Right,
it's like
right.
Sudafed in St. Charles. You can't,
Right.
it's like that where it's like,
Mhm.
okay, I have to go to Bridgeton or whatever.
Yeah, and then I didn't know that, but that makes sense. But the thing I did see is that so starting in January, what they're going to do is what I think they did the same thing in Illinois. Is starting around January, they will make like a lottery system for medical marijuana shops.
Yeah, licenses.
That they'll kind of pull a name out of a hat, and it's like, okay, now you can have a license to
And
sell.
that's where some people
recreationally.
that was the reason why they were voting no, because of the lottery system, because it would be unfairly. There was a reason behind it, but there were like people against the bill because of that lottery system, and it was like, well,
Why?
there's a race reason.
There's a race reason?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, but why? I don't understand what the point would be. It's still legalizing it, even if it's through.
Yeah,
a
it
lottery
is, but I'm just
system.
saying that there were. Hold on. I just remember saying that. You can just.
So yeah, they'll do that, and then sometime soon after that, they'll start offering up, licenses for like other businesses to form, like businesses to start up and open a shop. But first, it'll be for the medical.
But it
places
does
to
say that it would also establish micro business licenses which have qualifications for an application that prioritize low income and disadvantaged applicants. So never mind. But it does say that with local municipalities given the ability to tax an additional 3%. So in certain cities it could cost more too.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Which is fine. Like tax it as much as you want. You know what I mean? That's going to good things. I don't
This
care
also
if you
won't
tax
expunge offenses for DUIs or selling to a minor.
Okay, that's fine.
But
I don't have a
Also,
problem
people
with that, to be honest.
who are they will not be automatically released, but will have to petition for a release, which would then have to be educated within a timeline set by the amendment.
Right.
So,
No surprise there.
Yeah.
It is great, but obviously it's not as easy as it looks on paper. Or it's not. It doesn't look easy on paper.
Yeah.
Or whatever. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It sounds a
It's
lot
going-
easier
yeah,
than what it
yeah.
looks on paper.
yeah. But anyway,
Jesus
sorry.
Christ.
There was.
No,
I
I
know there
didn't
was
know that. I
something
was
about
interested.
that. There was like, it may unfairly treat like white people to the business license, the big business licenses, or like the smaller business licenses.
Oh, so people are okay.
Yeah, that would be a reason why you would vote no, is because it's like, oh, the lottery system is what's going to do it for me. There were some people that are like, oh, don't vote no on it because yeah,
That's
that was
weird.
it was it was something that
Hmm.
put people in the no mindset.
But you'll be able to grow.
Yeah,
Grow a
that's
grow
exactly.
plants too. Anyways, that was a big deal to me to talk about that. I thought that was really cool that we were able to do that here. Quite surprising. Gonna backtrack here for a minute. I should have done this off the rip and I completely forgot. And it has to do with your birthday. So last year on your birthday, I had many surprises for you. I had a nice gift of a T-shirt. You should have wore that shirt. I should have told you.
What T-shirt?
The one with the sad face
Oh,
on
yeah,
it.
yeah,
I forgot what it
yeah.
says on it.
I can legally.
Yeah.
I'm legally
Or
cannot
happy face. Not
yeah,
sad face.
legally cannot talk about the events that occurred in
Mhm.
Cleveland, Ohio on January 27th or something like that.
Yeah, so I gave you that, and then I completely forgot until today, and I'm not going to play because it was very long, but I edited together a like fucking probably almost close to like, well, it's probably more like 15-minute long clip of random people saying "Happy birthday, Gavin," and it was nobody you knew, and I played it off like it was people you knew. And that was a lot of fun. And then Sean came in and surprised you and scared the shit out of you. But I also purchased something that we were not able to look at that day we recorded. We went on Zoom and looked at it later.
Yeah.
Do you remember? You know what I'm talking
I do
about?
know exactly what you're talking
So
about.
I want to rewatch. I haven't watched it since, so I'm thinking we should rewatch it right now, and just relive that memory. Are you down for that?
Yes.
Okay, I need
Sorry,
you.
I'm looking.
You're looking at weed.
Yeah, I'm looking at the thing about it.
Well, we're we can
keep going.
We're good. Here we go. This is what I gave to Gavin last year. I may or may not play it on screen, so sorry if I don't. We'll describe it after. You'll get the idea of what it is. I think if
Pretty
just
quickly.
listening to it. So
What's up, Gavin? So, Carson loves you and wants you to have a super happy birthday. And, I heard that you were a little bit nervous about coming out as a furry and stuff. Just do whatever it is that you feel comfortable with. It's your life. You be comfortable with who you are. Let people know who you want to let them know, and the people that you aren't sure whether they can handle it or not. They don't have to be included in that part of your life if you don't want them to be.
They sure don't.
Just
Amen.
stay awesome, stay comfortable, and happy 22nd birthday. Bye-bye.
such a great message for you, Gavin.
I love it.
From shout out to Suka Volpe. Volpin. It was such a nice birthday message to Gavin, and I was thinking fondly on that, and I wanted to rewatch it, and we could watch it together in person for once in our life. Did you want to say something about that weed thing, or are we good to move
so
on?
the Missouri NAACP breaking with St. Louis area chapters urges no vote on marijuana legalization. That was what I read.
Because
I can't believe that this is his actual name. Nimrod Chappell Jr., president.
whoa,
Yeah, they call him Rod for obvious reasons.
yeah.
But
Wow, what?
yeah,
Who names their kid that?
don't know.
That's just mean.
The Missouri NAACP breaking with chapters. This is from St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Breaking with chapters in the St. Louis area is asking voters to reject a measure on the November 8 ballot that would legalize recreational use of marijuana. In a news release dated Thursday, I think, what was that? Like 2 weeks ago? Two weeks ago on Thursday. Missouri NAACP said the legalization question, Amendment 3, would prevent minorities from entering the cannabis industry. Quote, for too long, money and interests have misused political power and taken advantage of working families, said Nimrod Rod Chappell Jr., president of the Missouri NAACP. The statewide organization's position on marijuana legalization is a break with the St. Louis County, and St. Charles County chapters of the NAACP, which have all endorsed Amendment 3. Chappell said members voted last week to oppose all 5 questions appearing on November ballot, including Amendment 3. Amendment 3 would give the first comprehensive marijuana business licenses to existing medical marijuana companies. The state chapter noted the amendment, quote, does not increase the number of available full market licenses and calls a program that would give micro business licenses to disadvantaged groups very limited. Adolphus Pruitt, president of the St. Louis NAACP, last week touted a chief equity officer position created under the amendment to provide oversight of the micro license program. Quote, this will allow communities that have traditionally struggled to gain a foothold in the marijuana industry to more fully participate in the emerging market. Basically, they would unfairly, because people who already own dispensaries will be able to basically cut the line and be like, hey, we got a license already.
Which is fine. I mean, I don't.
Yeah. So it's just saying that, like.
Right. I mean, I guess I get what he's saying in a way, but I don't know. Again, it's not my grounds to speak on with stuff like that, obviously. But I don't know. I still, but that's not the whole part of it. That's not the whole.
The NCAA also cast doubt on the validity of the expungement program created on the measure, saying it would be, quote, dependent on legislative authorization funding. But the Legal Missouri campaign said the courts would be required to begin expungements under the amendment. So they're just going back and forth. It
Sounds like a lot of confusion.
It's a lot of politics. Let me just put it that way. So that was just something
that's
I read,
that
and
even,
I wanted to be completely
right.
Full on that story there.
That's sad that even on a micro level of a group that they can't even agree. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a divisive issue.
I guess.
I mean,
so,
it was only 53%. It wasn't like 75.
Well, that's what
25.
I was saying.
Yeah, it was very close.
It was closer than I expected. I mean, I didn't expect it to happen at all, but it was closer than what I was thinking. So
yeah.
Well, interesting.
So there's that.
there's
That took up
that.
too much time.
Let's jump into a little next door drama. So oh, did you want to talk about Batman?
Oh yeah,
Real
the
quick.
voice actor for Batman that I mentioned during the Batman episode back in March has since passed away. Rest in peace to the voice of Batman.
Because that was the Batman you kept talking about how you were like,
Yeah,
that's the Batman I picture. That's the Batman
Kevin
I want.
Conroy.
Yeah.
And like that voice kind of shaped my childhood, and he died at 66. So rest in peace, Kevin Conroy.
And when we were after we watched Batman and we talked about it on the show, that was what I remember you kept mentioning is that you were like, that's the Batman I want.
That's the Batman voice.
Yeah. Well,
That's
you were
Batman.
like, that's the kind of Batman I want in a movie.
And but I think that looking back on it, that Robert Pattinson Batman was really good though. Just
Yeah, it was good.
as a whole.
You know,
So
I'm not a
rest in peace.
Superman guy, but
Yeah.
I like Bobby Robinson doing the Batman on the screen.
So there we go. World population also reached $8 billion.
Yeah. $8 billion. Can't
Yeah.
believe it. Can't
Wow.
believe we've done it. Lots of other things we'll talk about next week that I mentioned earlier in the show. But like I said, we're trying to do a quicker one today with Obama. So next door drama, Gavin. It's a little segment we do every week where we pick a blog entry from the infamous Nextdoor app, which is a blog post for your neighborhood. And what I do is I take the blog post and I script it out and we do a dramatic reading with it. So this week's Next Door Drama is going to be a little bit different. We're actually going to have 3 people doing a read this week. We've done it before, but we have a special guest who's going to come on and read it. His name is Rod. So he has a line. Just letting you guys know that Rod will be joining us for this week's Next Door Drama. And without further ado, I'm going to hit the theme song, and we're going to frickin' do it.
Freaking gunk it.
This week on Next Door Drama.
Can I vent? I bought a very nice looking sofa on FB Marketplace. I had it professionally cleaned and even deodorized in my garage. I smelled no odor and let it sit for a week there. Once I brought it into my living room, my entire house smells of pet urine. I suppose I have no recourse, but I'm sad and angry. Being a senior citizen, I paid someone to haul it, clean it, and will now pay again to have it hauled off to the dump. I have 2 sofas to haul away now. My old one and the smelly one. Anyone able to help? Salvation Army and Restore are not an option because I would not do to someone what this dishonest seller did to me. My old sofa was put on the curb with a free sign on it, and it rained on it last night. Sad lady here.
Never buy anything from anyone from there.
Don't blame you, I would too.
I am so sorry. I don't know where these people come from. What is it in someone that makes it okay to hoodwink someone else? Do the person who did the cleaning have any suggestions? I would certainly send them a strongly worded letter or email to them.
Ma'am, I'm 39, medically retired, Social Security disability. I have absolutely nothing to do with an unlimited amount of time on my hands. I tell all my former friends not to wish their life away, as they beg to be as lucky. I say as you should, to help them prepare. Because you would think they would listen to a peer. Someone who is, was, or looks as if they're in their prime. Don't wish your life away.
What are you talking about? She's just venting and said so. She was scammed and no one likes or deserves that.
What made you bring in the third person?
That's just Rod, man. That's just how Rod goes.
Okay.
Rod does what Rod does, man.
Rod's gonna do what Rod's gonna do.
We appreciate Rod coming out here and doing that. We know is a long trek
Long
for
night,
him.
Yeah.
And Rod just,
Listen,
not sure what made Rod say that, but that's what he
we
said.
had a couch that smelled like cat piss.
But that was. But you saw it happen.
I did see it happen.
Right.
And I didn't sell it to someone.
Right. Well, you did it. You pissed on it. You can't just say you had a couch that smelled like piss without saying that it was you.
This
who
is
did
for
it.
those chronically online people, but the piss part was true.
What is that?
I'll explain to you later.
Ma'am, I'm 39, medically retired. I don't. Is medically retired a thing that
Yeah, I think
people
so.
say?
Yeah.
Because when I first
It's
read
like,
it,
oh, you broke your leg, you can't ever, and it never healed right, so like you can't walk right.
Right.
You know, it's like
I've just never heard
can't-
somebody say it.
Yeah, I've never heard anybody say it.
And when I first read it, I did not read that word as that word. I read it as something else.
Yeah.
Not to be funny, but because that's just how I read it at
Yeah.
first.
Yeah. It's
Just saying. I am woke, though. But anyways, can I vent? That was our next Star Trek for the week.
Carson, what are you listening to this week?
Gavin, this week...
If you don't know, what you're listening to is a segment that we started doing since the third episode of this show, where we introduce a album that we've been listening to / recommend to each other or recommend to the audience. Carson.
That is true. And this week, I'm listening to an album that came out back in October, maybe like the second to last week of October. But because I'm catching up after doing my Halloween songs, I couldn't recommend it just yet.
Oh.
And that is what I am recommending, which is the album Burying Brightness by the band Boundaries. The name of the album is Burying Brightness. I think I said that weird.
They have a title track in there that's recommended to me. Whenever I look up Burying Brightness, I just see the song name.
You don't see the album?
I found the album.
It seems like a you problem.
It is.
This was weird because when it came out, I listened to it while I was working out. And I just remember a song would play. I'm like, yeah, this is good. And they came out with a lot of singles too. And I was like, and I actually did not really care for the singles. There were some of them that were okay. And then there were ones that I was like, I'm really not a fan
Now
of
it's a
that.
cohesive album.
Well, so that was the thing is I'm listening to it and I'm like, it's okay. Next song plays. All right, it's fine. It's okay. And then this song comes on called My Body is a Cage. And it took me completely out of what I was doing. And it was one of those moments where you hear a song that you're like, holy shit, this is such a good song. And it completely takes you out of it. And that happened to me and I was like, whoa. I was like, it's just such a hard hitting song. And I haven't heard a song that hits this hard in so long. It was just it was crazy. Blew my mind. And then after that, I've looked at the album a whole different way. And I really do mean that. That song broke me out of my funk of this album's okay to oh shit, this album's really good.
Right.
And there are some issues in my opinion. I don't think it's not a perfect album.
Right.
I was a really big fan of their second or third album, which was called Your Receding Warmth. It came out at a time that it just really hit me in a certain place, and I was just nonstop. I've ran that album dry back in 2020. But yeah, this album's it's still very good. It has a lot of good songs. Obviously, My Body's a Cage is still on repeat for me. Another song that I'm playing a lot is let me just make sure I'm right. Yeah, It Was Built to Break. Super good. Has a really cool guitar riff in it that I don't know what the pattern is, but it does this weird climb during the song. It's super cool. It's a really, really good song, but I had to listen to it a few times to be like, whoa, holy shit, that's really, really cool. And now it's another on repeat all the time. But very, very good hardcore album. I didn't mention that yet. I completely forgot to. Good hardcore album. Really hits hard. I can see they're pulling a lot. They've always kind of posted about being inspired by Slipknot a lot,
Mhm.
and I can feel that a lot on this album, which is both good and bad. You know, because I love Slipknot.
Yeah.
And incorporating Slipknot to be more hardcore is super cool.
Yeah.
But it some of it seems a little bit too similar.
Yeah.
Like some
Too close.
things about it.
Too
And
close
maybe
to
that's just me. You know, I don't know. But yeah, man, give it a listen if you like hardcore, and if you just want to like listen to a really heavy song and kind of just like laugh at how heavy it is, listen to My Body Is a Cage, because one of those songs that's like you don't have to be into hardcore to be like, okay, this is a fun song. Like
Yeah.
it's just like it's just so heavy.
I'll listen to it on my way home.
I'll play we'll play the first snippet of it after we're done. But anyways, I had to just nerd out about that.
So this
For a
week,
second.
I am listening to Def Leppard's 1983 album, Pyromania.
Wow.
I'm just saying that it's not.
It-
It's not
no,
my
it
music.
is.
It's a little bit different.
I accidentally saw it when I was scrolling
Yeah,
down.
it's a little bit different.
I wish I didn't, but when I first saw it, I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. So there were two TikToks that kind of played into this. So one of them. No. I'm explaining. It's not. They didn't play the song during it.
Okay.
They didn't play any of these songs.
I jumped to
It was just
conclusion.
you jumped the gun here.
Can I
So-
just apologize to
Yeah,
you?
it's okay.
Okay.
So one of the TikToks was how there's not an album. You know, there's not an album for rock music where someone's like, I'm looking to get into rock music. What album should I listen to? If you were to
Yeah.
ask that about jazz, they have the Miles Davis album, like what is it, Turning Blue or something like that.
Yeah.
Like 1958 album,
Right.
and it's like
It's like
the
classic
comprehensive
good
jazz,
jazz, yeah.
music album. If you want to get into it,
Right.
that's the album you listen to. So that's what I was like. Okay, what would be like a classic rock album if I were to introduce someone to the genre of rock? What would I give them to?
Right.
What
Well,
album would I give to them?
To just really quickly, I feel like that I don't agree with their argument on that because like I think even like because I think what they're trying to say is rock is so expansive. There's so
Yeah,
many different
yeah,
things, but
yeah,
so is
exactly.
jazz. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't-
for sure.
Like I know what they're saying because that is like the pinnacle jazz album, and I've known that for a while. Thank you.
But you know which one I'm talking about, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
No, I seriously do. I did
Okay.
know that, but I don't know. I just think that I don't like that.
No, I mean,
comparison
and there's
personally.
definitely like parts of it that I think I could argue that there's probably a comprehensive rock album. If there was one front to back album that I could recommend to someone, you know, it'd be this. But
Well, Miles Davis, like even just in his discography, like
It-
spans all. He set
got-
precedents for
yeah,
jazz. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was the cornerstone
And
of-
rock.
Yeah,
He's like Bitches Brew. Like is like such an inspirational like jazz album for rock. You know what I
Right,
mean? So
right, and inspired a whole bunch of people. So like,
yeah.
But anyway, so then a second TikTok came up later that was like, what band do you think is completely overrated? And this guy said Def Leppard. He's like, I can never get into Def Leppard. The people who listen to it, you know, talk about how good their music writing is, but it all sounds the same shit to me. And but so one of the reasons why I listened to it was those two reasons, and also because I like a couple of these songs already on the album, and I decided I'd give it a listen. So I didn't realize that I knew, what was it? Too Late for Love. I didn't realize I knew that song. But Photograph and Foolin' were the two that I knew. Like I know like most of the lyrics to. And then because Rock Band 3, me and my brother and my sister, we had Xbox Live, so we were able to download DLC for it.
Nice.
And my dad like went through and bought like a whole bunch of songs, so we would play those a lot. Photograph was one that we played a lot, and Foolin', both of those, awesome.
I'm sure I know those songs. The
Yeah.
names don't.
Foolin'.
Okay. Yeah.
Look at this photograph. No, not that. No. So this is, and it also has Rock of Ages on here. So that's another reason why.
Again, another song I
Yeah.
probably would know.
It starts out with the hingin' dingin' durgin' ding.
Oh yeah, of
that
course.
song. Rock of Ages.
I don't know if I knew that was Def Leppard.
Yeah, me neither. That's the thing is that, like I didn't realize how many songs I knew on here.
Right.
And I really like I like Photograph. I like Foolin'. I like Rock of Ages, Die Hard, The Hunter, which is a very long song. A lot of these songs kind of go on for a while. I thought that these were a little bit shorter, but this whole album is 45 minutes and it's 10 songs, which is a little bit longer in my opinion. That fills up an entire front and back LP, so it makes sense. But yeah, it's a pretty good album. I would like to have a T-shirt of this album. I definitely could see this on a T-shirt.
Yeah,
This-
there's
I like
cool
this.
vintage. The one thing I will say, I'm not a Def Leppard fan. I
Yeah.
never really got into them.
Well,
I just
also,
don't
isn't
like
that the drummer with one arm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's crazy good.
In this album, I don't hear a lot of. There's not too
he
many.
might have had 2 arms at that
Yeah.
time.
Oh, like
I think he might have.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but, like,
I can't remember when he lost.
there's
it.
nothing like too crazy going on with the drums in this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really good guitar solos in here though.
That's
like-
well, that's my thing. Is like, I don't like it because I put it in the and people might this might be controversial.
This is in my opinion like the just in my opinion like smoker rock. Like if I were to walk into a bar,
Sure.
I'd expect to hear AC/DC, Def Leppard, right off the bat.
Which I call all of that hair metal, and it's
Yeah,
not
it's
all technically hair metal, but to me it is, and I don't like
Yeah.
that genre. I
It's-
hate Motley Crue. I
Yeah.
don't really like Def Leppard. AC/DC's fine. It's not
Yeah.
technically hair metal.
I saw someone
Poison,
describe
all that
AC/DC
shit.
as a cheeseburger. It's like it's something that's consistent. You're gonna like it. It was something that
well,
was consistent. But you're gonna listen to it, and you're gonna eat the cheeseburger, and you're gonna like it, but
Right.
it's not your favorite thing.
So I'm glad you brought that up. So are you considering this album to be like the ultimate rock?
No, I
album?
don't think this is the ultimate
Oh,
rock
okay.
album, but
I
it
thought
was
that's where you're going.
one that I was like this could be considered. I bet someone who is like a diehard Def Leppard fan could talk about how awesome it is. But
Do you have a pinnacle?
I was thinking about it for a long. I thought about it for a while, but I really don't. I haven't listened to. I haven't thought about like if I were to give someone a rock album, it would probably be a Led Zeppelin album, just because it's like,
Oh, true.
just because like that sound and like that is a pretty good sound to get into.
I would say,
but this is on like the like popular side of rock. In my
Mhm.
opinion, this is very pop rock
yeah,
for the time.
for sure.
But yeah, I think I'd classify this as like hair metal, and I think of it as like smoky bar metal.
Mm-hmm.
And this whole album is, I can definitely. I'd put this on if I were at like a 80s party or something like that.
Right.
You know?
I was gonna say that I think like the pinnacle. If somebody's like, I want to get into rock, like just rock,
Mhm.
it would probably be an AC/DC album. And I can't remember which album I want to say, but either Highway to Hell or I think Back in Black. Yeah. That's the one that I would be like, here's rock. Like if someone was like, I don't know what rock music is, I would show
Yeah.
them that.
Yeah.
Even though I don't give a fuck about that album or that. I mean, I give a fuck about that band, but not
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
But like, Led Zeppelin to me is not like pinnacle classic rock
No.
because they do some weird experimental shit that's really good that
Yeah.
again I would want to show somebody,
think
but I don't think it's like
Top tier, first thing everybody-
stereotypical rock.
Yeah.
Like stereotypical rock to me is AC/DC.
Yeah. And I think, and it was funny because the interviewer who like asked a question, I was like on the street, is a really big Def Leppard fan. He's like, I felt offended by that. He's like, they invented the metal drama or something like that, where it's like he recommended Hysteria by Def Leppard.
Mm-hmm.
That was what he's like. You never listened to Hysteria, obviously. So I'll have to listen to that. Oh, that's where Animal comes from.
Yeah, that's the one that I always hear people
Animal.
talk about more than Pyromania.
Yeah, but
It's Hysteria.
Pyromania I think was a good prequel to that album. So I'll let you know when I get back and listen to it. But I listened to the song Hysteria, and that's a good song too.
Okay. Yeah, I
Brings back the
yeah.
classics in me. I don't
There
know.
you go.
It brought back my Keishi roots. I listened to Keishi all the time as a kid.
I grew up on that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't really
Yeah, it was
like it at the
terrible,
time.
but
I really didn't. It was
awful.
weird. I
They were
knew I
really
didn't
bad.
like it when I was growing up. I was
They
like,
were-
I don't like this music.
the Keishi just music radio is just music scene is awful. But
Don't tell
anyway,
that to my brother.
sorry. But
He's
like,
the biggest Keishi fan in
but
the world.
shout out to your brother. Then he probably likes this
Yeah.
album.
Friend of the show, he was on. We
Oh, yeah,
called
that's
him
right.
once.
We called him once to talk
Which was
about Mountain
fun.
Dew.
Yeah, and then we called Sean. Ask him what he thought about
Yeah.
Mountain Dew.
So is that it? That's
Yeah,
all.
man.
That's all we
Let's.
got.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
get outta
that's all
here.
we could get through.
Well, everybody, thanks for listening to It Takes All Kinds podcast, episode 89.
Right.
We'll be here. Keep sharing, keep liking, keep subscribing, keep rating, keep sharing it. We'll be here. Say happy birthday to me.
Tell Gavin
Happy birthday when you see me.
We'll be back next week for a Thanksgiving episode,
Oh boy.
and then the week after will be a really fun one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be getting back from my trip, so I'll be able to talk about that, and I'll be able to talk to you all about this special, long, involved thing that I'm doing for office hours.
About
I'll-
time.
I'll be able to talk about it. And it's gonna be fun. I'm excited to see how it goes and see what
He's
what
right.
comes out
He's
of it.
creating a 5-course meal.
I am.
Goodbye, bye.